Hey folks, back to my regular tour momentarily. I'm going to explain in this video why I made the decision to change my route originally. Then at the end, because I'm so far behind, I decided to do something to catch up. I have so much content and I wasn't really sure how I was going to put it all together, but I decided to separate things, and some of my videos I can push out really quickly, one after the other. And then I'm going to give you a preview of what's going to be coming up. So there's my familiar tour that you've seen many times. At least the music was a debut. You haven't heard that before because I haven't played that before. And I know that because it was lowercase, and I think I've explained that before, that I have music, it's separated by time, and when I speed up the video, whatever the time is, that's the length of music I look for. And my music is organized by length, and anything that is lowercase I have not used yet, and once I use it I change it to uppercase so I know which one's which. And of course, if it generates a copyright claim on YouTube, they tend to be a real pain, so I don't use them again. I'm licensed to use these, so the copyright's not a big deal. But it takes time to clear them up sometimes, and a couple videos ago, it's still not cleared up. It can take up to a month, and most cases, once I dispute it, it's allowed through with ads on it, and once the copyright claim is cleared, then I get the revenue from it. And if I'm not licensed to use that music, then it won't clear, and the revenue generated off those ads goes to the creator of that music, which is fair. It's just a real hassle to go through all that crap. So once they get flagged, I tend not to use them again. So anyways, that one couple videos ago, it was blocked completely, which wasn't a problem at the time because I have it scheduled. It's not actually published yet. So I went through it, and it's partially blocked in some countries, so some people might not even be able to watch that video just yet until that copyright claim is cleared up. So that's too much of a hassle for me, so I tend to avoid those. So this is a new one. I'll see what happens with this one. So anyways, I'm going to explain why I made the change. I come down the road, and instead of turning right to come out to the highway where I take my rest break that I was just at, I decided to turn left because I wanted to avoid that intersection on the highway again in front of Tim Hortons. I will not go through there again. And they paved the parking lot, so I was giving it a few days. And I decided, instead of heading out to the highway, because I'd probably end up going down there and find out I can't go through the parking lot yet. So I gave it a couple more days. That's why I turned and went back the opposite way. So the day before this, I saw vehicles in there, so I know I can drive through. It's still, they got the pylons out there blocking the intersections, or the entrances, but I know I can drive through, so that's why I went down this way. Yeah, I'm sorry if this upsets anybody driving through here when it's closed, but for me it's a safety issue. I cannot go through that intersection. And like I said the day before, there were cars in here. They're not going to damage the surface. I'm sure not going to. So I've been asked in my comments about the carts not being sanitized anymore. Apparently, if you want a sanitized cart, you have to do it yourself now. See all these paper towels blowing all over the place. There's a cart there outside the door. It's got the sanitizer on it and the towels, and you can do your hands, you can do the cart, whatever you want to do, but you gotta do it yourself now. So I find this situation kind of interesting. They're making this big deal about using reusable shopping bags to reduce the plastic use, and cutting down on this and cutting down on that. Well, once the virus hit, Tim Hortons was no longer honoring reusable cups. So, you gotta buy a disposable, right? And you're not allowed to use the reusable shopping bags anymore, so there's more plastic being used. All of a sudden, saving the planet doesn't matter anymore. I find it kind of ironic. That's the only reason I brought that up. But I just wanted to show that you can sanitize the carts if you want to, but it's up to you to do that now. And that was another music debut. So we'll see what happens. So let's talk about the future now. If you're a detail freak like me, you can watch a movie and you can pick out every mistake that's in there, which I have a habit of doing. I don't do it intentionally, it just kind of happens. You may notice certain things in my video that just don't seem right. If I get behind, first of all, I don't use every video every day in every one. I don't use every tour every day in every one of my videos. I tend to split them up. I'll pick the one that was the best or most interesting or something. But when I get really far behind and there's more than one video that's got interesting stuff in it, I tend to split them up. So when I take a break, once I leave that spot, I'm actually using video from a different day. And there's several reasons why I do that. In most cases, it's to avoid showing someone or something, some situation. In other cases, it's just because I'm behind. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So I'm covering like 3 days in this video. So, that's one of the ways I'm trying to catch up. I have a lot of mixed content right now. I don't really know how to explain it. I got my regular tours, and I've got fire department calls mixed in with my regular tours, plus my new idea that I'm doing, the change that I'm making, which I'll explain shortly. Everything's all mixed together, and it's really hard to really put that into a storyline, I guess I could say. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of catching up on my tours here. The fire department calls, I'm going to separate those from everything else, because really I don't like combining them with everything else, because they're two different interests, and some people don't have an interest in that, and some people have more of an interest in that than in this, so I'm going to keep them separate. And I don't have any video that goes with them, so it'll just be a map and a picture and audio, and those files they render really fast, so I can put them out. I've got a few of them. I'm going to put them out one right after the other over the next few days, so the next few videos that come out, you don't need to watch them if you're not interested in those. So I'm going to keep them separate from everything else, and that'll clear up several days right there. And then I'm going to come back, and I am going to start with my new idea. So basically what's happened here was I took that different route to avoid going through that intersection, because I didn't expect, I wanted to give the construction a little extra time just to make sure that they're complete, so when I actually go down there the next time, then I know I'll be able to go through that parking lot. So I did that, and while I was doing that, I got thinking, I love the route that I'm taking right now. It's the same route pretty much every day, and the length of it is just perfect for the amount of time that I feel like being out. So, and as I'm making my videos, I'm doing the same things every day, or in every video, and I know that's gonna be, I don't know what word to use, but it'll get boring after a while seeing the same thing. So after I decided to do a tour of town and come to Timmy's the opposite way, just for something different. So after I did that, I got thinking, well, there's places I haven't been yet that I'd like to go, and I thought that would be a nice change, just kind of break up the monotony. That's the word I was looking for, monotonous, is to break up the monotony of seeing the same thing all the time and go to a different place, a place that you haven't seen yet on video, and places I haven't seen yet. So I did that. That was the last video that I showed, and well, that was the end of that. And everything else that's been happening, and I got thinking about that. That was a really, really enjoyable trip. So I decided to do that again, which I will be doing again. But while I'm doing that, another idea came to mind that's different. So what I'm going to do is I am going to drive on every street in and around Wingham. So I'm going to hit everything. And I want to do this before summer's over. I kind of think about it, and I was like, wow, I wish I would have thought of that when I was living in Hanover, because there's a lot of Hanover streets that I never covered. So I'm going to do that. And as of me recording this right now, it's complete. So just to let you know that everything is done. And as a result of this, I haven't gone back to my regular tour yet. So what I want to do, excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. What I want to do is I want to pick a random route each day. I'll probably still do the trail, both trails. I'll probably stop at the same places, down at the dam and out on the highway if I'm out there, and at the back of the community center. But I want to ask you guys your opinion on this. Would you like it if I picked a random route through town each day? So you're not saying the same thing each time, and I don't show like I said before, I don't show every video every day anyways. I usually just pick the best one, but at least this way, you know, I'm not driving the same streets every day, so I can just kind of mix things up and around and have some fun and do something a little bit different. So that was kind of my plan, and that's what I wanted to do. And we have a cool period coming up, and I do some work on the monster that I'm not going to tell you the results of yet. And there was some nice warm hot days coming up, which we're in right now, so I kind of put everything back together just so I can drive some more. And I'll cover that later. But I have more work I want to do on the monster, so once the cool weather comes back and there's more rain coming, well, forecasted anyways, then I'm gonna take the monster apart again and do some more work. And much needed, some of it, most of it. Some of it's cosmetic, some of it's just more accessories, better accessories. And finally want to put that light on, and I got other things that I haven't talked about yet that I plan on doing. So that's my plan. I drive every street in Wingham, and you're going to see that soon, because like I say, it's already done, already complete. It's just a matter of deciding how I'm going to present that. I haven't decided yet, because they can, if I show the whole thing, they might end up being really long videos. So if it's that situation, is it okay if I do a longer video? The first one might end up being an hour. That, to me, that seems kind of long. So should I just present it as it is, or do you want me to break it up? Now, I guess that's my question to you guys. What's your preference on that? How should I present that? And I'll show the map. I'll maybe showing the streets that I'm driving on. I'm going to show ahead of time. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do this for everyone yet, but for the first one I'm going to explain what it is I'm planning on doing, because I've already done the map. Everything's already ready to go. So I'm going to do that at the beginning of the first one. And let's kind of go from there. So I just kind of wanted to get your opinion on that. So that's all I got for this video. And like I said, the next probably 3 at least will be Fire Department audio only. So if you're not interested in that, you can just skip over them, but they will be one day after the other. They'll be really quick. So thanks for watching.